subscribe, and ring the bell to never miss an update.
Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth, we are early bird thrifting at the largest Goodwill in Houston. They are located off of I-10 and Beltway 8 in the city center area, right next to Taste of Texas. They've just opened their doors at 8 a.m. Let's go inside and discover some treasures together. Join me. Hello everyone! Sharing a curated collection in my new online store, I invite you to shop ladymarybeth.com for some wonderful additions to home and gifting and ways to elevate your everyday with crystal, a trio of custom blended teas, a fabulous tea towel, pineapple plates, a statement tray with Elevate Your Everyday, and the Diary of a Thrifter journal. I will put a link to ladymarybeth.com in the video description. This largest Goodwill in town is located on Interstate 10 and Beltway 8. They are open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they are rolling carts out all day long with some amazing deals on top brands. Lots to share with you today with some new updates with this store and one of their other top stores in town. I'll tell you more about it. Welcome to the biggest Goodwill store in Houston. There is always lots to discover here, and I see the color of the week is purple. Let's have a look at the store. We always want to look for the color of the day. In this store, those items are usually sold. Things do move quickly here. We are looking for purple tags today, 50% off. That is certainly a great savings. They also have a new rewards program at this city center store and River Oaks only. For every $100 you spend, you get $5 back towards your next purchase. We have shopped this store several times before, and something seems to be missing here. I'm standing in the middle of what was Treasure Island. I think we need a moment of silence. I am sad to see this go. However, the good news is these treasures are now on e-commerce. You can find everything at shopgoodwill.com. And for out-of-town viewers, that's a great opportunity to shop. Before we head to Housewares, let's stop in the furniture department to see what we might find today. I see some sofas. This one has a designer look to it. And the price is right, $49.99. Any of these could be recovered. With this one, I would certainly add some different pillows. Those cabriole legs are interesting. That definitely deserves to be reupholstered. Let's take a look at the brand, which is very telling. And this one is a winner. This is a great find at $49.99. It is from Hickory Chair, which is a company that has its origins in 1911 in Hickory, North Carolina. Known for their high-quality craftsmanship, timeless designs, and customizable options. This looks to be brand new, and what a deal. It's all in the details. Lots of wonderful touches with this sofa that makes it more high-end. I would modernize it, remove those striped pillows, and use a taupe or neutral shade and add a bit of texture and contrast. Pull up a chair. We have some great deals with seating. And there's even a vintage chair that is an unbelievable deal. Of course, these could also be project pieces where you could reupholster the seat. And if you're looking for a desk chair, this is the place. Pull up a chair for deals on the perfect seating. This Hepplewhite vintage chair is $6.99. Prices range from $4.99 to $7.99. These swinging doors. A lot of resellers will wait right here for those carts to roll out with new items. They do have a new golden rule. You are not allowed to shop the carts. You must wait for the items to be placed on the shelves to select them and put them in your cart. We can get a preview of some of the items that they are about to place on the shelves. Let's have a quick look. Lots to discover today with the carts, and I see some interesting things already, including a miniature bust collection of historical figures and composers. Here's Brahms with a cobalt and gold base, $4.99. A walk on the wild side with this carved elephant. We've seen similar pieces at Mam Resale, which is just down the road from this Goodwill store. A Wedgwood Jasperware ashtray, which can have a new life, $3.99. This choo-choo train is a planter that was made for a florist. Could have been from McCoy Pottery, Roseville, Shawnee, or Norcrest. A cloisonne egg. There are actually a pair of them, and these are in someone's cart very quickly, $5.99. And another cart is rolling out. I see a milk glass vase and some crystal bowls. And there's Texas A&M University represented. I can tell right away that's an Orpher's bowl. I know the pattern. And the Fighting Texas Aggies. This is a very familiar bowl. I will tell you more about it. Well priced at $6.99. It's unbelievable. This is definitely a great cart. We'll have to wait for this to hit the shelves, and I'll tell you more about these. This crystal bowl does not look to have a brand. It's probably made for Gorham or Lennox. $9.99 is a great deal, and it's most likely made in Germany. This is a popular collection for collegiate, $6.99 from the Magnolia Lane collection. I might pick this up for some Aggie friends. A Bavarian glass mug from Munich. That's beautiful. Love those vivid colors with that screen print design. And here's the milk glass vase for $9.99. And the pattern is quite familiar. You see that iris and herringbone pattern? There's always a treasure trove in the housewares section at Goodwill stores, and of course, it's the best way to shop sustainably. Let's have a look down the aisles and see what we can find. The beautiful blues. You know you're in Texas when cowboy boots are made for home decor. This agate slice is a coaster, priced at $3.99 and made in Brazil. I could even see this placed underneath a pedestal crystal bowl as part of your centerpiece. The cobalt is striking with this modern design vase, and it retails for about $75. It's a great deal. Cool shades of blue. This would be a wonderful centerpiece, and it doesn't have a wide opening, which means you don't have to fill it with too many flowers. It's originally from Home Goods, and the price is $8.99. This tall cylinder vase in the chevron pattern is also eye-catching. It is priced at $6.99. This would be a fantastic addition to a buffet, even a coffee table, entry table. I'm loving this. And that's the Apropos home collection that you find in some higher-end stores. Lots of vibrant colors here, but I'm going straight to that milk glass vase. I have lots to share with you about the history. Definitely worth the wait for them to replenish the shelves, since we can no longer shop those carts as they roll out. This is a great find with a Jeanette Glass Company iris and herringbone milk glass vase, priced at $9.99. I don't see as much milk glass from Jeanette. They got their start in the 1880s in Jeanette, Pennsylvania, with a bottle works company, and they later created a glass line, and we've got some wonderful items from them still today. From the classic white to a pop of color with this amethyst vase, this is a higher-end florist vase. They have lots and lots of clear. I do look for the color, and at $3.99, Certainly would go with your event if you're looking for that color. You'll see lots of clear. I like this molded glass. I think that has an interesting design. It could almost lean towards Tiffany and Company with a style. $5.99. And they also have one that is more on trend. We're seeing this with glassware in restaurants, usually in the blue or green. And that certainly is a great one to have on hand. And with those hearts, it would work well for Valentine's. And next to it is a carnival glass punch cup. I've shared the history of carnival glass in a recent visit to Mayhem Resale. 1980s Mikasa dishes. I even found the soup tureen down the aisle. This is from their Heritage Collection with the Golden Sky pattern made in Japan. Lots of glassware and this bottom shelf advantage with a cake plate. This is nice to have on hand if you're bringing cookies or cake to a neighbor or an event, $4.99. These are not only glass plates, they are lead crystal, and the price is right.
We've just found the perfect dessert plates or salad plates. Many uses for these mid-century lead crystal plates. Priced at $3.99 each. They have a set of 8. This would be great for gifting and entertaining. You could tie a ribbon around these and present these thoughtfully to a friend.
Make sure to take your time and look up and down the shelves. You may find something of interest, including this EAPG glass, early American pattern glass. And do you happen to notice it is not crystal clear? It has a bit of a purple tinge to it. And that's due to the manganese and exposure to UV light, particularly sunlight. And it changes to this irreversible purple hue. And it's highly collectible. We saw lots of this in a visit to the Y Station in Carmine during the Round Top Antique Show weeks. Now we are finding these fabulous crystal bowls. And that pop of color is fun with the red, but I have my eyes on these Swedish crystal.
We've hit the jackpot with the bowls. We saw some of these on the card and I've waited for them to be placed on the shelves. 2 Aurifer's bowls, including the raspberry. We have a smaller version on the ladymarybeth.com website that you can purchase. This is Aurifer's Swedish crystal. It is well priced at $6.99. This is an incredible deal. They also made a votive in this pattern. I absolutely love it.
I'm often asked my opinion on personalizing a crystal piece. I would advise against it. You could certainly have an artist's signature during a signing event, but my experience is that it does take away from the value.
Another great find with this Aurifer's Crystal Odyssey bowl, well priced at $5.99. It does have an etching that is hard to see with the number 35. I think it's fine if you use it for entertaining. However, I would not gift this bowl. You can use it in other ways.
Another beautiful crystal bowl, well priced at $9.99. A wonderful way to thrift the gift. It is molded and not hand cut. And I think I will pass on this one. It is lovely though. European mid-century dinnerware. If we turn it over and look at the back stamp, it is made in Poland. And there are some more pieces as we shop the aisle. A trio of bowls for $3.99. This pattern would blend beautifully with white dishes or many other patterns you may have. And a stack of dessert plates, $5.99. And if we look down below, we find a lone dinner plate with a more extensive back stamp, Vendôme Porcelain Royal Imports in the coronet pattern. More European plates. These are actually saucers for a demi-tasse, $2.99, made in Czechoslovakia, Bohemia. And now we are discovering some very familiar American dishes. It was very popular in the mid-century. You may have this in your cabinets. Very nostalgic.
Corning Glassworks launched the butterfly gold pattern in 1970. It was designed by Gregory Miro in that vitrel glass that is durable. $1.99 for the saucer, and the mug is also $1.99, and there are dessert plates.
This is quite a collection of historical figures. There are some interested customers that are walking around talking about how they would display them. Here's Beethoven, and these are well priced at $4.99. And one customer that I spoke with did some research on her phone and said that these retail for about $30 each. At least they sell for that on eBay. Here is Schubert, and she was considering adding some to her piano, but in the end, she changed her mind, and a gentleman swooped in and got Brahms and all of these other figures. And he's a reseller. He's at the Marketplace Antiques across the way near Max Miller, our local Houston glass expert, who is also right there. This is a beautiful color picture. Nothing special about it as far as the brand. It looks to be perhaps hand blown. Anchor Hocking pressed glass. And you even find new in a box sometimes. And this customer definitely wants to thrift the gift. And she is certainly a smart shopper because she unpacked this to make sure all the parts and pieces were there and that there was no damage. And I showed her how to research this. We actually found it on Amazon for about $78. And that was certainly important for her with her buying decision because the price here is $7.99. And that's a great and affordable way for her to add this. And there was one more glass as well. That's a good price. And I always suggest shopping the glassware section at least twice because sometimes you might miss something. Here are some ruby champagne flutes, priced at $3.99 each. Great for celebrations and for a birthday. This martini glass is $1.99 from the Lolita collection. It's the Happy Birthday Teeny with a recipe on the bottom. And that would be a fun addition for a birthday present. This one has definitely traveled, has the Greek key design. And someone brought this back from Athens. Certainly a collector's cup. We always want to turn that over and we see the brand, handmade in Greece, 24 karat gold. Here's that choo-choo train again that was made by one of the famous pottery companies, priced at $4.99. That is a planter. Could certainly be a centerpiece at a child's birthday party. Brand new in a box. We are holiday ready for Easter or Christmas. This, I think, is an exceptional deal. Home for the Holidays is similar to Fitz & Floyd, is made for Dillard's department stores. It's priced at $9.99. And at first I thought this was from Germany, Christkindlmarkt. The Glühwein is placed in these collector's mugs. It's actually from Chicago. It's never too early to shop for Christmas. This is a great find from Block Crystal. Block is made in Poland. Songs of the Season. A set of 12 hand-painted goblets for an incredible price, $9.99. This sells for about $100 on the secondary market. Of course, we have to open it up, make sure they're all in good shape. There's Santa. This would be nice for an hors d'oeuvre party. You certainly wouldn't even need the wine markers because everyone will remember their glass with a different motif. Joy to the world. You could also use this with your holiday pattern or white dishes to add some interest to your table. And it wouldn't be complete without Rudolph. What a great find. This is an interesting basket that rolled out on one of the carts, and we have a happy shopper that found it. It also has the artist information, vines and branches, and it tells their story. I could see this filled with magazines in a country home, or if you were having a brunch for a large crowd, you could place a square overlay inside to serve as a bread liner and fill it with muffins. The Houston Resale Guide, Volume 2, is debuting this month. Stay tuned.
I met a viewer and savvy shopper. Ariana is on Instagram, Vintage Rose Merchant, and she also has a shop at the Painted Tree at Willcrest and Westheimer. Show us what you found today.
So I got that beautiful egg and then this amazing sweater. He's got 2 little feather boas and they're removable by Velcro, so you can wash it.
Oh, I love it. And then you got, of course, the fabulous basket.
Here's a better view of this basket. It is oversized, and I think this is a great find. Another cart is rolling out. Some more utilitarian items there with some sponge rollers for painting, Irish Spring soap, and candles. Some of these are partially burned, and you might think, why would someone want to buy a candle? I can tell you within 5 minutes of them being on the shelf, they were all sold. There's a White Barn candle. Some of these are from Bath & Body Works, $3.99 for the stress relief, and you see it is $14.50, and that's why it's sold quickly. Some interesting hand soaps. And there are a lot of folks that do shop for these everyday items. Doesn't have to all be about the china, crystal, silver. This is definitely vintage glass, the Miss America pattern, $3.99. That's a very good price. Silver plate is often overlooked. I think that's always a great addition, and certainly a way to present something as well if you're gifting an item. And even the covered vegetables. My aunt has a porcelain piece like this that she uses for her jewelry. Many uses for these dishes, not only for table service. And you want to put a glass liner in that. I'm sure it originally had that. This is from F.B. Rogers. It is silver plate. A meat tree. We will see a couple of these today. This is silver plate, priced at $14.99. And that's for the juices to run off into that section. Here's some metalware. You're familiar with Wilton Armatel, and many other companies such as Lenox and Mikasa quickly copied Wilton because it became popular with bridal selections. This has a familiar design that you've seen in an everyday dish pattern, the Italian countryside from Mikasa. And that oval platter is quite useful. Anything under $10 for serving is a good idea. Here's another meat tree. This is $14.99 and it's from Wilton Armatel. It does not really require polishing, although they used to sell a polish for it. You just don't want to put that in the dishwasher. And there's that sticker that tells you how to keep it safe. Made in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And I'll tell you more about the history of Wilton Armatel.
Wilton Armatel traces its roots back to the 1890s in Pennsylvania. In the 1960s, they patented a metal alloy called Armatel that imitates pewter, and they have been a force in the tabletop industry ever since. This is a great price on a meat tree, very practical for entertaining, especially around the holidays. And we see that original sticker and the molded back stamp. This is a fantastic find.
We're seeing lots of metalware today, a great entertaining essential. And this has a grape motif, which would be perfect for a wine and cheese party. Another cart is rolling out. I see a glass decanter and a familiar Corningware pattern. I'm seeing more and more of this at estate sales. And this certainly takes me back. And every once in a while, I see a very unusual piece, including this batter bowl. It is made for range and microwave. It is 1 quart with a very unique lid to fit the shape, and you will see those measurements inside. And it has 2 pouring spouts. I think I might have to take this one home. And well priced at $4.99. And this casserole was made for the first in-home microwave, the Amana Raider range.
A nostalgic and iconic pattern, Cornflower Blue launched in 1958, made by Corningware of Corning, New York. It is oven to table, and this is a staple in many homes still today. Although they made many patterns, this one I think is my favorite.
This can be a cooking or entertaining essential. $3.99 for the 1-cup ramekins. You could serve a small souffle in these. Well priced. This is the most fabulous cart that rolls out today. We have a lot of chinoiserie here with this garden stool and a pair of reticulated ginger jars in that classic white. These metal pedestal bowls are double-handled, incredible. They're probably from Pottery Barn or the Accessory Place. It's the most amazing selection here of home decor, very high-end. And these went so fast that I turned around once they were on a shelf and they were in someone's cart. Probably the fastest sale they made today. And that large ginger jar was $26. And here's the garden stool. The prices are absolutely amazing, $12.99. A cut to clear emerald decanter. It is etched and made in Poland. Another great find on the cart. This is a very unique item with an interesting history. I'll tell you more about this compote or pedestal bowl.
A true antique. This glass compote is EAPG, Early American Pattern Glass. The design is Melrose from the Bryce Higby Company, made in 1894. This is a great way to elevate your everyday with a bit of history.
A great find with this beautifully embroidered hand towel with the initial R, priced at 59 cents. That would be a great gift for my friend. I could line a gift basket or present it with a tea time essential or even some artisan soaps. You could certainly get creative with that. I'm glad that I popped over to the linens section. I'm always looking for holiday napkins. These are festive and well priced at 59 cents each. I'm definitely picking these up today. Another great find on the cart for $9.99. This brass and glass lantern is perfect for outdoor entertaining, complete with a candle. Let's see what we find on this cart. Some frames. And from Cordon Bleu, great for serving appetizers at $4.99. That's a fair price. The silk arrangements usually sell quickly at Goodwill. Just about everything goes fast here. That's a beautiful bowl. And it's perfect with the punch bowl lineup here. You can see that is crystal and it is pressed and not hand cut. And these are vintage glass. I'll tell you more about them.
Punch bowls are party perfect. This is the Anchor Hocking Arlington pattern, the punch bowl of my childhood and many birthday parties, the Hazel Atlas Lexington, and this new one that is lead crystal that they have just put on the shelf. It is $12.99, great for tortilla chips, punch, and just about anything.
This Wedgwood ashtray definitely needs a new home and a cleaning. You could certainly use Dawn dish soap and a toothbrush, priced at $3.99. And in our Lady Mary Beth's Table group page on Facebook, our friend Glynis in the UK puts her Jasperware in the dishwasher once a year to clean it. This is a vintage mug that you would have seen at a Texas bar or saloon in the early 1900s. That's a great deal. Piece of history at $3.99. We found some amazing deals here today.
So glad you joined me today for the largest Goodwill in Houston. We found some amazing deals with a bit of history. I'm taking home this Jeanette Glass Company milk glass vase in the iris herringbone pattern and the Orifice Crystal raspberry bowl. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with Goodwill shopping.